Hello, welcome to the Funko Illuminati. My name is Sean, and I've been nominated by YoJay Kollectibles to do the Ultimate Applesauce Challenge that was originally started by Applesauce and UAM Collectibles. It's a very simple challenge. Basically, what it consists of is your most expensive pop, the pop that has the most sentimental value to you, or at least, an interesting side story to it, as well as a wild card. Now, the wild card can be anything you want. It can be something that got you into collecting, something you hold personal, or just anything. It doesn't have to be a pop per se. Now, in my case, my most expensive pop is kind of unique in the sense that in order for it to be, it kind of needs its mate in the sense that it's two pops, but for my purposes, I consider them one because I can't really ever separate them. And these two pops I'm mentioning are the Kirk Hammett monster pops that were originally put out by the Royal Ontario Museum for the Kirk Hammett monster collection. Basically, it was a bunch of vintage horror movie props, sets, costumes, as well as a collection of his guitars. And these were actually revealed at one of the Funko Fridays, and it took about a year before they actually got put out. And so I spent the better part of a morning with my mother, who wanted to actually see the exhibit, to getting these. So I was able to only get two, which I was really happy about getting, and these are the two that I got. Now, as you can see, I keep them in a soft thing. The reason why is because in all my videos, if you look off to the left of me, they're on a rotating pedestal, and the hard cases are just a little too heavy. But I really love these. As you can see, they're I don't know, hopefully you don't get too much glare, but basically these are definitely something I've wanted for a while when I heard them coming out, and I can never see me getting rid of them. They are the most expensive pops in my collection, and I am so glad to have these. Now, just to let you know, the price for them right now, last I looked, was $173 Canadian individually. Now, the next pop that I have that has a bit of sentimental value to me is actually one that I'll explain. When I started collecting, I pretty well kept to myself. I was part of a few Facebook groups, but I never really interacted with the groups. I used it just to get an idea of when things were coming out, and I never really followed drops or anything like that, so my collection was spotty at best, but it was mine and I was happy with it. But I wasn't a very social person. So during the SummerCon release of 2017, I figured, you know what, I really saw some pops that were coming out and I really wanted them, so I got in line. Well, actually I was, long story short, I showed up at 7 o'clock in the morning when in actuality, I didn't need to be there until like 8:30. So I was first in line, people started showing up, I didn't really talk to anybody, I kind of kept to myself, and two people started, engaging me, and I started speaking with them, and I've become really good friends with them. One of them is, if it wasn't for these two people, Marla, sorry, I'm really bad with names, and Alana, I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube or anything because they brought me out of my shell, started to share my hobby, because at the time, being a Funko collector for me was kind of a very closeted thing. I didn't share it too much with my family. Not a lot of my friends knew. Everything was kind of in the bedroom of my apartment. But now, as you can see, it's all around me, and I embrace it, and I'm glad. And so here it is. This pop is actually Dean with Baby. Now, this is a very interesting story. I really should dust this more. Basically, I got this pop, and now the cost. Now, you'll find this really interesting, and hopefully this... hopefully that focuses. I got this pop for $18 Canadian. Somebody accidentally mispriced it, and because they mispriced it, I was able to get this at a steal. And if anybody knows the actual value of this, it's gone up pretty exponentially, and I'm so glad that I have it. It's definitely one that I will never part with, and it's a constant reminder about how people in the community, if you give them a chance, can be really nice, and I'm just glad that I have it. It's definitely something I've wanted for a while. Now, my wild card is actually not pop related. I am a huge Ghostbusters fan. I have the posters, I have most of the figures I could ever get my hands on. I collect, obviously, all the Funko ones. and I always wanted a movie prop, either Protron wand, backpack, Protron pack, basically Ghost Trap, anything I can get my hands on. But that's just really expensive, and I'm an electronics guy. I can build things, but props not so much, especially with limited resources in the sense of a workshop. However, I picked this up at the Fan Expo one year, and that is a PKE meter. This is the actual replica one that they were selling along with the wand, the trap, and I think something else I can't remember. Oh, the goggles. But I got this. This was the lesser one. Just going to turn the sound off for the purposes of this video. So here it is. The PKE wand. It's one of my favorite things. It obviously, all the parts move on it, which is kind of cool. I can do that. It can also speed the lights up. Again, it's one of my favorite things. I'm so glad I was able to get this. Basically, I was kind of hemming and hawing about it, and the person I was with at the Fan Expo was like, you know what, just get it. Don't worry about it. Just go and buy it. So I bought it, and it's in a case in the dining room, a bunch of other Ghostbusters memorabilia, and I mean, I'm so glad I have this, and I probably will never give it up for anything. Again, PKE, especially with the new Ghostbusters movie out, we'll probably be seeing this particular thing more often, but that's my wild card. Now, as for my nomination for the two people that I'd like to nominate for this challenge, I'd like to nominate southGAphoenix. Great YouTuber, nice guy, sweet human being. If you ever get a chance, watch his videos. And a new person I recently met, thanks to the Funko Collector Society, G. Local Canadian, actually just not too far from me. Great guy. In fact, I'm going to be hanging out with him a little bit around at the Toronto Comic Con happening in March. So, all in all, these are the two people I nominate. I nominate southGAphoenix and G. I hope you guys, rise to the challenge, and I'm very fascinated to see what you guys pull out. So, all in all, in below, in the links, I'm going to be linking Dr. Applesauce's channel as well as UAM Collectibles. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out their channels, I suggest you do. I'll also link their Instagram. I'm also going to be linking YoJay Kollectibles channel as well in his Instagram, along with my two nominees for the challenge, southGAphoenix and G. Their links are also going to be in the bottom, so it's going to be quite a full set. But again, I think this will be a great challenge for you guys. Anyways, I really want to say thank you for taking the time to watch. If you like this, subscribe. I try to get content out on a weekly basis. And again, be good to each other. Bye now.